Hello everyone. Sorry, I've been trying to figure out for the past few minutes how to share the go live thing on my computer, but I can't find it. I honestly can't. I don't know where exactly to look. I guess I'll just have to look around a bit more later. But how is everyone doing today? I was very tired when I got home. And I really needed to have a nap. Uh, but either way, it's like those two things aside. Let's hit the doodling. Now today, I wasn't really gonna have anything like straight up planned in terms of a proper drawing till Friday. So instead, I planned on actually just doodling. Just actually living up to just actual doodles. Because I did stay up late the other night actually drawing something. So I was like, I'm just gonna save proper drawings until Friday. um, yeah, when all else fails, draw Gino. That's not a good idea. Not a good idea. That's not a bad idea. You can see I'm still tired. Oh boy. Let's see. Let me make sure. I haven't drawn Gino in a while. Let's give him a doodle. You know what? That works. To him right here. Let's see. Yeah, I think the last time I drew Gino possibly was for a little joke drawing. And for the most part, he was just sitting there like, "Hey, what? Like, what am I looking at over here?" This is the fringe cut, not like covering up his eye. Yeah. It's like, I have an idea for a character. I don't know how to draw it. What's the idea? Yeah, what is the idea? Yeah. Hello, hi Smithykins, how you doing? It's a fire engine start over repaired with kintsugi. That sounds epic. Oh, I just pictured, especially for some reason, like very Final Fantasy-esque, like with Ifrit, and that's just so cool. Must have hit my headphones. But that really does sound super awesome. Zoom in a bit. I will say one thing about this tablet that had me like a little jarred was like the switch up and how to do things, because at first I was doing it on my tablet and like, well, my Chromebook. I still call it my tablet. Because you can fold it in half. It's one of those kinds that you could just fold in half and make a tablet. But when you choose to, you can actually, you know, unfold it and everything. But I was given that as a present for when I graduated. And I've been drawing with it for 8 years. Until finally I was like, you know, I just need to upgrade to something else. I just have to. Because I don't know when this thing's gonna quit on me. Because these are doodles, I'm not gonna fret over the lines being absolutely smooth. Let's see. There we go. It looks a little grumpy. There we go. Need to catch up on chat. Hang on. Yeah, got home from urgent care a bit ago. Nothing serious. I'm just chilling before I start drawing. Yeah, you might want to relax before you draw, because it just isn't fun to just drop right into it when you had just gotten home from something. Because when I got home, I needed a nap. I finished up early. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a nap. Because I need one. I need one real bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, Erebus does have a happy ending despite all the trauma. That's very good. It hasn't yet. He ends up with an absolutely silly being of a type scientist. Klumsky? Oh, I get the joke. Klumsky. But I like that name though. That's very good. I love Toad names. They're puns and it's amazing. Good for him. At least it's a happy ending. Grumpy boy. Yeah. But yeah, since these are doodles, I'm not gonna worry about them being like the line art being too smooth. But I will I don't have Doodle's proper palette. Plus these are Doodles I'm not afraid to guesstimate. Oh yeah. I forgot, whenever I want to use this tool, I gotta remove the background. The amount of how I had squinted my eyes, like y'all wouldn't believe. There we go. Get that color back. There we go. This is it's a little yellow. Got the inside of his hat. And then just get his hair. Yep, before I possibly end up making one frightening mistake. Merge that way. Not that color. These are for gold. There we go. Yeah, Clumsy is a star researcher. That's really good. Yeah, so it's fitting. Oh, looks good. Thank you. I agree. Looks great for just a doodle. Yeah. I'm thinking of just having him say, "Roll, why am I so low quality?" Oh boy. Am I the only one who likes actually like drawing like characters and then have them say just like, "Hey, why do I look like this? Why?" One thing I have been wanting to try doodling is let me clear this layer. Is since Predator Badlands is coming out and Riven knows I'm more than excited. So I thought of drawing a new oh, don't forget the eye lines. Oh yeah, he does have eye lines, doesn't he? It's been a while since I looked at our baby boy. There we go. Here you go. Perfect. But since Predator Badlands is coming out, and Riven knows I'm more than excited, I thought of trying to get back into the swing of drawing a Yautja, which is what the predators are called as a species. I had a very old OC forever ago, and their name was Tinto, and of course they were based after a rainbow. but they were my baby. I loved them very much. I still do, but it's like, wow, I have not drawn them in a long time, and I wasn't very good at drawing them anyway. It was something about the mandibles that Yevcha has. Yeah, definitely excited. She wants us to go to the movies just to see it. I have a confession to make, actually, Riven. I scheduled that day off work in advance so that I could go to the theater as soon as possible just to see it. Yeah, that's how excited I am. I'm like, I want to go see this movie so much. Did you? Yeah. Yes, I did. I actually did schedule off for it. Oh boy. I'm that excited. Plus, I've told my coworkers, look, it's not just like my favorite monster franchise ever, but they also distinctly explained, hey, this is themed a bit after Shadow of the Colossus. And I was like, I must see this. I must see this. They literally like based it off of that, like the characters' relationships and the whole like quest. I must go see this movie. Oh fuck, of course you did. I shouldn't be surprised. Chucked some Doritos, time to draw, yeah. I'm gonna be hearing about that for the next few days. It's just like, you scheduled off to go see that movie in advance. Like a whole month away. Alright. But yeah, I remember what I used to have the most trouble with in terms of drawing them really was their mouth. And I know people have tutorials on how to draw them, but it's like, I was like, nah, I think I could figure this out. Keyword is, I thought, and I never really did. But since spoopy season is before us, I feel like it would be a good time to try. The only outfit I remember drawing Tinto in last was for when he was a D&D character. By the way, I learned real fast, Tomiko sees you really care about into D&D characters when you play with a bunch of numbskulls who, like, live for the chaos. Because, Tinto became part of a plan that, that neither I, as a player, or Tinto in-game agreed to. And next thing I knew, Tinto was being launched at something, and I cast Fireball out of fear. That's how Tinto died in that campaign, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. I don't even think this is, like, supposed to be a lesson learned kind of deal. This is just, I can't trust my OCs with you people. That should just be the moral of the story. Sure enough, though, I did do other OCs with that group, and they actually didn't have such bad, deaths, but when an OC's last words literally were, I didn't agree to this, that's bad. Let's get my cursor. Yeah, man, you haven't drawn Tinto since what happened to him in the very first D&D campaign you joined. Yes, exactly. Understandable, my dad took time off just to play Sword and Shield when it came out. Yeah, I was lucky to be off when Scarlet and Violet came out. Not a joke, by the way. Oh no, I lived that joke, and I'm gonna live it all over again. Try to see what that one says. Yeah, Muda with Roll the day Scarlet and Violet came out. Yeah, You play D. We both do. I was not there for that, or I would have stopped that. Yeah, you would have. Especially given the player who yeeted Tento into the air. Uh, and I know that many would say they don't know what D&D lingo I'm talking about when I say it. I say probably. That might surprise me. Because Riven knows what I'm talking about when I say the guy was a rules lawyer. And for those who don't know what a rules lawyer is, it means, oh, they've studied the book, like, just front to back, essentially. And they essentially use the rules to keep you from having fun. Well, because it's not in the rules. In how I dealt with them as a rules lawyer when I became a DM for myself, like my own first campaign that I actually ran, it was a story that Riven will not let go to this day. But it was still the fact of just like we dealt with them and said, like, listen, dude, this is why you need to stop. Just try to say, no, you can't do that, and just let people have some fun. But yeah, he didn't like that. He was a bit of a sore sport. I need to move Tinto's little eye up a little higher. There it is. Wrong tool. Yeah. That's right. What else he was? Yeah, yeah, that's right. He was a total jerk. He also filled rules too just to cheat. Yes, he did full rules to cheat. But again, we dealt with them at least because, again, there's a reason why Riven will never let that story go. But it's also like, not only was it like the most infuriating, okay, I see what you're doing, DM kind of moment, but it was also a moment where not only our main DM at the shop was proud of me for how I handled it, Riven really was too, because I beat him at his own game. And I was like, you don't want to let us have fun? Fine. You don't get to rule lawyer. Because we're about to follow the rules like madmen. It's also drawing it while drawing Tinto's dreadlocks. I realized they were a lot longer than this. But this is a doodle, so. Let's see. Something I haven't given him before, and that's Yeah, I found out. Um, at least, at least with the Predator from the first movie, he had wrappings that went around his neck, and I found out those are actually necklaces, and I was like, that is cool. And I've never drawn them on Doodle before, but giving them a shot, I do really like them. Let's see. Go back. The room of glyph of warding. Firewalls as far as the room would fit. And she became this just to make her message stick. Yeah, but it worked. Like, the guy never did that again. He never did that to any of us again. Quick question: top scars that look like flames for the character? Yes or no? I'd say so. Yeah. Cause like my brain, I'm drawing a blank. Like, cause to me it shows like, yeah, they wield flames, they wield fire, but they had a rough start learning how. So they look a little burnt, and depending on the material they're made of, if they're in a possessed inanimate object like a star doll, then they look a little crispy. But it shows they weren't good at it at first, but boy did they learn. Did they learn how to use their power before you know it. Let's see. Tinto was actually quite pale. Yeah, he was. Tinto was quite. He was a pale little boy. Um, Coolest detail though I've learned in terms of Yaoja, like in recent years with them like changing stuff with their appearance, like basically making a more unified, like, I guess you could say, look for them, because otherwise it was kind of like all over the place. I found out that we're originally with the costume used for the Jungle Hunter, it was really just, stuff that went right up to the actor's eyes. You could still see the white of his eyes. And I don't see how they could stand to wear them, but they had the whole eye contact lenses. But now they actually have, as of like newer movies and art, their sclerae are actually this really dark, almost charcoal color, and I was like, yes, this is awesome. Because it makes like the actual color of their eyes pop so much more. See, Tinto had graded eyes. But just to me, it was just such an epic thing, and I was like, yes. Colored that part in. I know I need to do a better drawing with Tinto one of these days. And I'm thinking I might want to do one for Halloween, maybe. Because what better time to draw than spooky season? Yeah, most turns I misread that as trains. My eyesight's terrible. But Revan, you have glasses. But still the case of point. Yeah, it's like really dark fabric for what necklaces they wear. You know what? I always made that gold. Let's make it silver. Let's make his pendant silver. And in the comics, they did have a type of like crystal that was like a palish blue. And I don't exactly remember the symbol for his clan. I don't quite remember. Um, I do think it was jokingly. It's like, I do think it was jokingly, like, a paint palette. Like that. Something like that. That's something that still looked like it could be a tribal symbol, but it's not quite. He's like, I know I might need to get my eyes checked. It's been years since I got these damn things. Yeah, because I went and got my thing, my eyes checked for my astigmatism so I could finally get glasses. So you might be due for one as well. Mad Monster Major for Banjo-Kazooie. Yes! Yes, it is. I can imagine just, hey dog, just make my scores look cool. You got it. Like, I got you, fam. There's a lot of ways someone can, like, wear their scars with pride, and I love it. But now... now for the part about Tinto, I'm pretty sure people would look at me and say, you did what? You did what with his design? Green, blue, and violet. There we go. Now normally it would kind of match up a bit better, but I don't think I have the ability to make that happen. Get his orange to look better on this one. There we go. He also seen color. Originally, that was the lore. He was technically seen as blind by other Yautja, but he had the ability to see in color. But I'm thinking of changing that around to where he actually had something else up with his eyes. Because just years later, I feel like, nah, I can come up with something cooler. As if, you know, it wasn't the fact of, like, here he is with little rainbow freckles and everything. Yeah, as if that wasn't the case. Pick down. Let's be more fine. Because he did have little freckles on his mandibles. There we go. Yeah, I mean, he's from the time when we first started dating and a lot wasn't known about the Yautja. Yeah, they didn't even have their own language proper. Like, they did, but they didn't. Not in the way that they're getting now. There's the boy. Yeah, there he is. I think his cloak was like a muted green. And he actually had like a very faded tan tunic to wear. Let's do that. Yeah, because then it pops differently than his skin. There we go. It's the first drawing of him I've done in a long time, but there's the boy. Yeah, also, that campaign was also the first ever design of Austin. Boy, we've come a long way, huh? Yeah, we have. Now we have no Tinto. Tinto with Jan. He looks like he's looking at him. He's looking at him like, what is that? It looks like a paint palette vomited. Be gone, butt! Essentially, yes, be gone, butt! Let me write his name. Move his name. Boy. There we go. Trying to write with this is hard. Oh, I get it, Tint. See, she likes making pun names. Yeah, Tinto. I mean, like, thinking back more on Tinto's, design, like, when I was first trying to come up with him, I was like, I don't just want to make him unique. You know, I want him to be like, you know, he's mine. He's my special boy. And then, you should feel clever once you get it, yeah. But, I kinda considered naming him Pinto Bean or something of the lines like that, but I was like, no, wait, I want him to be very colorful. Tinto. We got it. That's it. Perfection. Oh boy. But essentially, like, what I wrote Gino saying is essentially what I thought of people saying with Tinto, but I mean, I never really shared a picture of him until now. But I know it's like, looking back, I was like, oh, people are gonna think like he looks like such color vomit. But I don't care, he's my boy. And now I look and I'm like, there's refinement I could do to his design, but even if he still looks like color vomit, he's still my baby. He's still my little hunter boy. Yeah, another funny thing about Tinto was that he was essentially, from what lore they actually have, and it comes from Mortal Kombat, is that essentially they're a wizard, or at least some kind of mage. So there is that. I'm gonna need more Chucky milk soon. But next, I know I need to learn how to draw a dog. So let's see here. Hence the fireball incident. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you want to get something jarring in terms of like D&D stats and everything, I did I did use I did use elf stats for Tento. Like, yeah, I used an elf to make a Yacho. The two creatures that do not go together or do not match at all. Try to see. Need to see if I could practice drawing dogs at least a little bit. Let me give them a collar. Yeah. I mean, you've made tons of Final Fantasy races and the D&D races. I'm sure if you get the time, you can do the same for the Yautja. Yeah, I actually already have the layout for that. Like, if I ever get to properly play them, like, what all they'll be like and everything. But uh, the logic I have for how can a Yautja be a wizard? Usually they're actually not, people who go to wizard college. Is like, boy, do I have an explanation for you. But in terms of newer rules, like through supplement books, it actually does make sense. It actually does. I promise it does, at least. Let's see. Not bad for your stomach. So the fire dancer doesn't have a shirt. I see. I mean, not all fire dancers would wear a shirt, though. Not always. Especially because it's like, depends on more of the design. Is it a vest? Yeah. I don't know how to describe their outfit yet. Is it a vest? Yeah. If I may recommend like an idea, in terms of like you have something but it's not a proper shirt, is the dancers from Final Fantasy 14, because the outfit for the guys in that game is pretty good. It's like in terms of like, yeah, it's like a skirt. I'm just thinking now of like, yeah, it's like a skirt but not. Half skirt. But like when I saw it's just a skirt, I was like, just just this character, just like who's not only running around wielding fire, and they're wearing like a Scottish kilt, and they're just running around yelling things like, "I shall burn you to an ash." Which badass actually sounds like another D&D character I once made. I think their name was Stick. Yes, literally Stick was their name. A kilt, it's like a burnt towel. I think I know what you mean, because like it's a cloth wrapped around their waist. Yeah, a burnt petticoat. Alright. I don't know if it's called a petticoat. I don't quite know, but I think I know what you're talking about, because like in The Sims 4, if you have Island Living, which I need to get for my PC again at some point, they have like 10 of those. You'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. But hey, it's going to be great. I know it will be. It's like, just like in terms of not knowing proper fashion terminology aside. Because, I mean, I don't think any of us really would know what exactly to call it. But I know what I want to make this doggo look like. Give her a pink tag. Let me go through. It's not exactly her coat color, but yeah, Luna! Yeah, it's Luna! If, like, for those who don't know, I don't know if I've ever, like, talked about her, like, before, but Luna is, like, we call her my first sister because she's the family dog. She lives with my parents because, like, well, she was living with my parents before I moved out. Like, started living on my own. But we've always called her my first sister, especially because, like me, she is very much a goober. And she will step on your foot whenever walking by. There we go. It's Luna. It's Luna, the little puppy. Well, she's not quite a puppy anymore, so. But she still acts like it. I feel like one good doodle page isn't going to be good without is at least a moth or two. Yeah, or lie on it. She's not a dog, she's a moose. I mean, it's like, at least that's a way of her showing she loves you. But ever since I first started doing stuff with Telos, I've learned how to draw moths in this style, and I don't think I can ever go back now. There we go. Be little cuties. Yeah, super moth, understandable. It's like, yeah, it's like, they're flying. Look at them. Try to stay in canvas. But yeah, it's just fly. Next, it gives me an idea for what I might draw Friday, cause I haven't fully decided yet. I've been meaning to redesign Telos's moth form. He's a moth boss. He's everywhere my sketchbook. What happened? He was everywhere my sketchbook, yeah. You always have that one OC that when you look in your sketchbook, it's like, wow, you are just everywhere, aren't you? I mean, I've had that moment, especially during art fight, because, like, instead of it being a certain character, though, it was always the background. It was always in the background. And when I say that is, I actually realized, like, maybe a couple drawings in, everywhere I go I see his face. I mean, it's like, is it a villain's face or just some guy? But I looked and I was like, I am drawing an awful lot of forest scenery this year, aren't I? For my first art fight, I was just like, forest, partially wooded, forest, dark forest, forest. And then, like, that one moment, breakaway, I was like, log cabins. actually have been debating if, like, during the different years of Art Fight, if I should have, like, themes for what I draw or how I draw things. Forest, 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 forest. Oof. If it's like any harder, I might need my inhaler, which I do have. I do have, like, right here in front of my monitor. But because I thought about, it's like, you know, I drew an awful lot of forests this year. Next year, maybe I could try drawing, like, a bunch of shrooms. Every shroom person I find, draw. And then there's just, like, other stuff, like... I also have a prompt book that's, like, 200 prompts. It's for drawing. And I thought about using it for Art Fight next year. I thought of it. But I don't know if I want to try doing all those prompts because it's 200. It's 200 prompts. And I've actually found out the people who made that one have one that's like 300 and I think 20 other prompts. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have the ability to do all that. But this is beside the point. Let's make this little baby a rosy maple. There we go. I was sort of paler color rosy maple, but they're still baby. They're still just a little baby moth. No, I did think about with one of them going a little wild. Oh my goodness, they look so cute already. With the little spots. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Yeah, what has I done? There we go. Oh, you're so cute. You just done messed up the void. Yeah, pretty much. But look at him. So cute. What's with spots and making things so cute? There'd be actually a lot of things that shouldn't be seen as cute if everything had spots. I love them. I love all the little moths that I draw, but I'm like, you little bean, you are precious. Let's switch it up a notch. This moth, I actually do think is actually not very well known in some places, at least. But it's said to live around where I do live. I can't remember the name offhand for it, but when I saw it, I was like, that is such a cute and cool moth. There we go. Almond, almost done, does correct. We love you. I just like drawing a ball that look, I'm like, ah. Wait. My zoom ability. I'm still breathing. My ability to breathe, it has not been stopped. It's like, just out of nowhere, just, hello. Hey, you're an inhaler. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, I probably do. First stream I've had to hit my inhaler. I go big or go home. Did you say Kim? And that's why I'm here. Now why is he here? Oh. Oh boy. There's quite a few doodles right now. Oh, I just had a very funny idea. Okay, if I can pull it off, I'm gonna lose it laughing. Because I will never miss opportunities to make fun of this boy. Because I do feel like, would it really be an art stream without him? Is it bad? I was looking at Emma and realized and thinking, what if I did them, but a butterfly? See, I've I've had that thought before, but with Emma, of course it's a moth. But with Rilla's, what's funny is for him, it's not. It wouldn't be moth. It would actually be firefly, because when he was a star kid, he actually used to love catching and farming fireflies. But then he met Rose Stern, and he got the nickname Sunshine, and he will never live it down. And don't ask me why. I had this idea. Just a rough sketch. I'm like, what have I done to this one guy? No, bad mom. Don't know why, but I'm laughing at my character's face. I'm laughing at my own character's like face too, because it's like it's very rough, but he's just like just this mix of just a scream and hissing. And what Tello says is he actually sounds like various kinds of animals, like or not animals, but insects. To where it's actually a running joke, especially in the Star Warrior program, that everyone's like, "Do y'all hear a cicada?" And he's like, "I'm a moth, not a cicada." I said across her nose up it. Sorry, sir, did my best. If you get that, I'll be very surprised. They're trans, dear. They're trans. Yeah, I drew his face cross-eyed. I love when people come cross-eyed. Just like, just what has happened to you? Wait, I do wonder actually. Oh no, the palette thing doesn't show up. Dang, because I was gonna show like how fun it is. It was just baseball reference, yeah. Let me draw the angriest moth the world has ever seen. Hey, we're just getting a sequel, and now he's just deadpan looking at my face. I may as well take this as a screenshot. I might as well. That's a funny picture. Oh wait, something funnier. He's done. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no talkie Yankee. No talkie Yankee. He's about to get sprayed. I just say, I think he has to worry more about something else instead of just not talking. Oh yeah, when Telos gets mad, his eyes turn red now, which is very fun. Oops, wrong there. This is the skin tone. And there's the part of his hands, or his arms at least. Oops, wrong die. Wait. He's coming together. Okay, it's so funny. Good. Okay. Really, so I'm gonna fix that little line. Cause I just colored them. If it will let me. Oh, I used the wrong purple on his fur. Yeah, whoopsie doodle. No, let's fix that. There we go. Actually, yeah, that way it doesn't go absolutely everywhere. And I need to tone this blur down. go. Let's see. Oops. A little more green, and a tad more blue. Let me catch up on chat. Oh, hang on. Dude, none of the funniest video of Aristotle, especially on he looks like Vati, especially with the hat. Yeah, Tellus does. But you got the whole body, it's just a glow stick. Yeah, the crack through there goes up, they glow. Yes! I love the thing that they do, just crack their knuckles, like, yeah, it's gonna take a moment for it to die down. But hey, you need to look for something. I caught the light. Only the glow never goes away. Oh no! It also sounds like Stardust whenever they do so. I wonder what does Stardust sound like? That is very neat, yeah. I am very proud of myself, actually, with this. You look so mad. You just look so angry. Shift my legs around. Alright, I've drawn Talos being a goober. It is official. Oh, need chalky milk? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. I just keep looking at the corner and it's just like, ah! He's finally uploaded. Yay! Let's see. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now that I see the actual like they're skirting, I know what it is. I just do not know what it's called. But I know what you're talking about.
Oh, that does look good.
Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Hi. It is me.
But yeah, like the scars and everything.
Yeah, that does look great.
Yeah, I love it.
Way to go, Z.
Like, especially I like how they have the stick. Like, I will hit you with this.
Oh yeah, speak softly and carry a big stick.
Hey, careful. He has distance. Yeah, oh, such cute mods. Thank you.
I'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be back with more chalky milk.
I'm gonna get me some myself.
Chocolate milk for everyone. That sounds like I know today's official coffee day. Like, it is. It's National Coffee Day. Do we have a National Chocolate Milk Day? Do we? I wonder now. I gave him the trans thing too, because trans people are cool. They really are. They really, really are. Oh, that's the end of that playlist. So let me pick a new one. What's one I haven't listened to yet? Video game music for walking your dog. That sounds pretty nice right about now. I remember that song. Am I the only one who used to like, whenever doing the 10 dogs, like playing the 10 dogs, you would just take your dog on an obscene amount of walks. Simply because you really wanted to find the items, like, laying about the road. Because I know I did. I really wanted to go find, like, because, like, I remember once I found a ring, I found a boot. I remember, of course, I really loved getting the collars and the hats for the dogs. The Lucky collar was my favorite. Man, I want them to make a port of the 10 dogs for the Switch now. I really do. I made a Goth Toad and a Startle that sees ghosts too. Like, are they gonna be like, I realized if you add like a couple more people, you'll have the Ghostbusters, but at first my brain was like, are they like, Ed and Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring because they sense the spirits? But I like to think, like, if there was ghost busting or something like that in the Mario universe, it's just, they see a boo and they're like, hey man, like, could you not? could you not do that? Or could you go hunt somewhere else because, like, you're really scaring people. And that's not good. But it's the boos. They gotta give some spooks. They have to give a few spooks every now and then. Now I'm trying to think. Be another good doodle. Okay, I think I got an idea. This probably looks like a meme. A certain meme. Not that way. It's too sad. There we go. Already on my next doodle, and it's just a meme.
I'm worried.
You'll see.
Alrighty. But there you go.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
I might have also made Toxic Exes too. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'll be real, I don't know if I could ever make a toxic ex couple. I really don't think I can. Chocolate milk. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. Yeah, Hilo from Poison in another language, in Massilia from the Mensil. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, Mencinel. It's a tree. It is a tree. But I'm guessing the tree's poisonous. I'm guessing it is. But it's still that simple fact. Yeah, the most dangerous in the world. I think I've heard about that. Isn't it the one where they say you can't even stand under it without risk of getting poison on you? Because I remember hearing that, and I was like, welcome to a place you won't find me. Yes, I I never remembered that was its name, but I always knew. I was like, welcome to a place you won't find me, wherever that tree is, because I'd be too scared of getting it on my skin, because I always have a habit whenever I'm outside of getting tree sap on me. With all the OCs I've got, one technically does, and that's Origin. Yeah, but their Origin's X, and they don't talk anymore. They haven't talked since the day they broke up. They haven't. Actually, that just makes me realize I don't think I've ever made OCs that, like, yeah, they were in a relationship, but then they broke up either. I've never done that either. my OCs, they get in relationships and just stay happy. And nope, yeah. Yeah, they get in relationships and they're just happy somehow. And I might need to try doing some different, like, exercises just to see what I can pull off. Yeah, broke up more like the reason he found he was immortal the hard way. Gives him angst! I mean, they do have angst. They have angst. It's just not in terms of their relationships. Like, hilariously, Rune here is actually kind of being fixed by Captain Grumpy Puss down here. He is actually helping, he's actually helping her with something because, Rune has always had an issue with her emotions. That was what I wrote for her lore. She's always had an issue with expressing herself, always had trouble sharing her emotions. And then I was like, but why? Why would this make any sense? And then, I have her in the AU there with Telos. And then I was like, wait a minute. Because, yeah, Smithy is a sweet big brother in terms of how I headcanon him. Like, he does care about her, he loves her. He's like, that's my baby sister, and if you break her heart or her feelings, what little feelings she can show, I'm gonna throw you to the smelter. But and then it came in the fact of, wait a minute, the way Smithy is in the AU, he probably had something to do with it. Was Vincent Valentine in his relationship with Eva. Yeah, but Vincent Valentine is so cool. So, I guess at least in the terms of getting Vincent Valentine, it's worth it. Also, his immortality was kind of the moment that Saga was finally complete. Yeah, and Hiba ends up with Yuzuki. Yeah. But with Rune, I have yet to put it in a proper, like, writing, like, actual fic, because I tend to write stuff out in fics. Rune and Smithy, yeah, they're siblings. But the issue is that Rune, the reason why she doesn't have emotions is because Smithy, in the, at least as of the Star Warrior AU, yeah, he actually took him away. Yeah, he took away her ability to feel emotions. But he had reasoning. It wasn't good reasoning, but it was reasoning nonetheless, because you need a motive for one's actions. And essentially, he was like, yeah, it's cute that you have an imagination and stuff like that, but like, hey, this is gonna get in the way of your true purpose of what you're supposed to do. You know, doing your job, because Weapon World forever corporate. So he took him away. He took him away from her by essentially putting her in a state where her emotions are essentially nulled, to where she can't feel. And the best way I've been able to describe it is how I've always put in her bio is that she actually has essentially some form of schizoid personality disorder. So, yeah, that's part of why she has problems healing, but Telos helps her heal. I've thought about an AU myself. Oh, it's the start of our program, but it's school. No, not school. Oh, come on, not school. But actually, at that point, you kind of can decide who's a teacher, who's a teacher, who's a student, who's the guy who gets put in detention all the time. Essentially, there's some people that don't exactly agree with the Star Warriors. I'm sorry, but like my brain just went to like the school delinquents who like have the jazz music theme song, and they're just snapping their fingers. I can't. I don't even know is that from a movie? I don't even know where that's exactly from. I just know it's a gag. I graduated as a 17. Our high school was hell. Yeah. I can agree to that. Like, I guess it got okay by the time I graduated. Can't say for sure though. But it's still a fact, like, oh, where is that joke even from? I know it's from somewhere. I don't even know. But it's so funny to me for some reason. I can't tell you why. She has such a deadpan face. But yeah, essentially, Telos kind of helps her heal in terms of like getting her emotions back. But I haven't decided if it's that she overcomes what Smithy did to her, or if it's that she literally gets fixed somehow. So Gino and someone else agree to start an academy that helps stars adjust to their bodies and help them figure out their abilities, while also helping everyone understand, hey, we're not aliens, you know. I could say, hey, we're not aliens. No, the shrooms are. The shrooms are aliens. I mean, look at me. I'm an alien, clearly. Oh, like the delinquents in the leather jackets that snap when they walk towards you. Oh, Wayside Story, I think. Yeah, exactly though, because they have like they snap the figures, the jazz, they have the slicked hair, the leather jackets. That's where my brain went, and I'm like, why is this so funny? But I've never seen Wayside. That would probably explain why I didn't know where it was from. But the joke has been made so many times by other franchises that, of course, I knew the joke, but I don't know where it was from. Give her her little frilly sleeves. In her hand. But yeah, I haven't decided yet if Rune actually breaks past what Smithy did to her, or if someone actually goes into her widow noggin and fixes it, like whatever the emotional capacity circuitry or system is. Like, someone goes and helps fix her. I just realized I have Rookie. What should I do with him? I mean, in terms of the AU, if I was making a school AU, I would make a list of different kinds of students, and then see who fits where. Because you have, you know, the artsy people, the band kid, the drama kid, you have the jock, you have, of course, the delinquents, and then the preppy kids, and then you have, like, mini combined categories. That would be what I do, because when I see Rookie, and I remember, like, oh yeah, he's a lot like Boomer, at least in terms of, like, swordsmanship. Perhaps he's one of the preppy kids, per se. Unless he's, like, a mix between, like, a preppy person and a jock, because like, we, even at our school, we had those, sports people who were, like, super nice. But the rest of them were jerks. I'm not gonna lie, the rest of them were jerks. It's a trope, yeah. They're usually called greasers because of the hair grease, and they tend to work on cars, or at least they did in the 50s. That would explain a lot, actually. Because Dad did have a lot of movies from that time period, he did. Try to... Let's see. Yeah, let's make the butterfly one of her little butterflies. Random poem I made a few months ago. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see. Now let's see. She just looks so deadpan. She just does. This is a girl who's given up on something, but you're struggling to find out what it was she gave up on. And you're just struggling to figure out what it was. Alright, so... Oops, wrong layer, wrong layer. banana baby. Yeah, she looks so unamused. She does. It looks even funnier just seeing her peer from the side of the screen like, hey. No, let's grab her palette. That was actually one thing I especially realized about starting off new on this drawing tablet, or having now using the art program on using the art program now on my computer. I realized that that it's gonna be a bit before I get all my character color palettes back. And it's like, oh fun, oh joy. Gotta dig it up. That's good. Just take your time. Oops. Wrong thing. Guess I'm gonna have to use actually pink coloring for it. For her teeth. Her widow tusks. There we are. And now for what she's saying. Not that. Gotta get it up. Got it. No, it froze. Oh no. Yeah, nice meme. I mean, it's Rune. Come on. Oh, nice little bean here, a little something, something. There we go. It's just like, oh, this emotion. No, that's your child. It's your butterfly child. Yeah, bruh. I mean, again, Rune struggles with emotion, and trust me, she wants to feel them again. It's so hard for her to, because like at first she doesn't really have a motive, but then she meets Telos and he's like, he reveals, "Oh, I love you," and she's like, love you too." Just quite major question mark at the end of that sentence. And it ends up kind of setting off her wanting to get her emotions back to the way they were, because she feels the faintest of emotions. And I don't know why, but I'm so tired. It's Monday. That's why. That's why I was tired when I got home. That's why you're tired. That's why everybody's just eepy. Because I know a lot of my coworkers are eepy too. Of course, for me, it doesn't help. I stayed up, and it's raining. Yeah. I actually wonder now. Like, am I the only one who sleeps better when it rains? Like trying to sleep while it is raining? Like, now I'm not saying like with a hurricane, but actual rain, like a normal rain. I've actually found myself like able to sleep a lot better just hearing rain, and especially if it's rain combined with having white noise from a fan. I know I do. Got it. Like, let's take a look. See. On the shores of seaside town, a star sprinkled with vitiligo shone. Wishing for nothing more than a friend, she hoped someone was listening to her plea. But she didn't realize one was listening to every plea, for the one listening was from the sea. Oh, I love that. Happy little poem. I love that so much. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. I would try writing a proper poem, especially given I'm trying to use those art prompts as writing material. Like, oh, write a theme based after this. I got one. I got one done, and I'm struggling to write another one. And I don't know if it'd be a good idea to just do a poem based around them. Probably. Vana loves her ocean spirit wife. Nice poem. Yeah. Yes, they're married. That's adorable though. Like, legit for me, it's just like they're together, all, and they're married. Like, yes. It's just that case in point. Like, they find that true happiness, and it makes me happy because it's like look at them, they're happy, and that's the best thing about it. Let me try doodling here. But what to doodle? You know what? When in doubt, flowers. Especially because Tello's supposed to eat them. It's supposed to be a dandelion. Yeah, and they have a kid thanks to the power of wishes. Oh, little bean. Little baby bean. Probably gonna head off, enjoy my time here with y'all. Like, that's alright, Riven. It's like, you have a good night, sweetie. Even though, yeah, you're over there in the living room. I'll see you soon. I was like, oh, what's this? What is this? Yeah. Oh, Lotus! I remember I have a character named Lotus, and I just, like, every time I'm like, another Lotus? Another one to the garden. I love that. It's so cute. It's just like the flower in their hair. Like, there's like the little bands are on her wrist. That's so cute. Oh, I love her so much. I've thought about if Rune and Telos possibly would somehow have a kid. But part of me does think that Rune would be like, I don't think that's a great idea, given they already have their moths and butterflies. Because those are technically their babies. The babies that they love so much. Yeah, lotus because it's a plant that grows in water. Yeah, like, and lotuses are just really, really cool in terms of when you look for symbolism. That it's like, describe this character, but in just one name. And lotus to me has always been very cool because lotuses not only are very pretty and they smell very nice, but they're also said to actually stand for like endurance and strength and a few other things, because even when it floods, it's like they're good, they're fine. like like they just keep going, and their roots are really strong. So it's like Lotus is like one of the greatest names you could probably give an OC sometimes. Of course, depending on the thematics. I will say, in terms of characters, I've had the idea of 2 different new characters, but I don't know how to describe like why I had their idea. I guess a good way to put it is that I just felt like, you know what, I maybe I just want to make characters of that variety. But I don't even really have a backstory for them. But yeah, one of them's supposed to be like a type of shadow siren. But again, I don't exactly have like much on them in terms of like, you know, what inspired them and everything. Like, let alone like what exactly they are supposed to be. But then there's this little, like a little dupla ghost, and I at least have a name for her. And her name's supposed to be like Poppy, because she wears like little red poppies. And essentially the siren and Poppy, they live together. Like, I haven't decided if they're just girlfriends or if they were something else in terms of dating. Cause I don't know. Again, I don't even have a name for the siren. I don't even have a name for her yet. But like, I was just working and I was like, you know what'd be cool? This. I was like, yeah, it's cool, but where did it come from? Like, what is their name? They don't even have one. So that's one of the other big things about, is like, I do want to try to figure out a name. If anything, this would actually be a very good time, actually, since, again, doodling flowers, very good way to figure something out. Is maybe try getting an idea on how I would want them to look. Because I do have a bit of an idea. So let's see. Try to get it right. Because, yeah, I had the idea that the Shadow Siren had like a veil. And it was like this pretty veil of like, it's like flowers maybe. Like, or at least she had a veil. And the cloth was really something else, but it's mostly flowers now. Yeah, that's how I came up with Heba. I saw a Hibachi restaurant, I thought, hibachi chef toad. I like the chef toads that people come up with. Just, it's so fun to see like different kinds of cooks, and it's like, behold, as a toad. It's like, Yes. Especially now that we have Chef Toad from Universal. I love it. My goodness, I have a lot of Startles and Toadosies. I have only one, and I'll say a half of a Toadosee. I have one because I have Celeste, but then there's her girlfriend. I think her name's Freya? I think it's Frey. And Frey is like wild in terms of design, in terms like very buff lady and everything, like clearly the muscly type. She looks like she would like not only like potentially be one of the people who starts a tavern brawl, but she'd be the one who wins. But her hair is so cool with how I was able to pull it off. It's based on coral mushrooms, if you've ever seen one. And they have a red one, and I was like, yes, that. There you go. Yeah, I have about 20. I know if I made a list of my OCs, I'd have a massive list myself, but that's because, like, for some reason, quite a few of my OCs I've never even written down. I've never even drawn them. And then there's, like, those who I draw, and I'm like, those are the ones I think about every day, but then some of them, it's like, oh, yeah, when am I gonna draw you? I don't know. But I do feel like, at some point, I do need to try, drawing, like, some of them. I do feel like I need to draw some of them at some point. No, I don't like doing her tail like that. I think I know how to fix this. Move it over. Get the eraser. There we go. I'm not quite good at drawing mermaid tails. But again, part of why it's a good idea to practice. I thought about maybe the flowers covering her eyes. Fix my legs. Yeah, the pigtails look so cuter. So much cuter. I found a cool mushroom, indigo milk cap. That's the same mushroom Celeste is based on. They are so cool. Like, and I found out there's different milky caps, and they're like all different colors. I was like, yes. But I chose the indigo milk cap because she's a therapist. So she's a therapist, and it's nice to have a soothing color when you're working with people who need like reassurance, they need help. So yeah, there's that. Don't know why something didn't agree with me there. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like I felt like with Poppy, because I have a name for Poppy. I don't have a name for the other girl. But for Poppy, it's like yes, pigtails. For giving her eyelashes. Give Poppy a little. And everything sideways. There we go. Now it looks more put together for Poppy. Let's see how well I can put her hands together. know if I like it covering her eyes that bad. I realize she probably looks like she has the she looks like she has the motif of some kind of Dark Souls boss, but I don't mind. Shadow swords are supposed to be a little spooky, aren't they? Like that very pretty, elegant kind of spooky. Let's see. Could make her veil a solid color. Because it would fit in terms of like making shadows. A few other details. I realize now she looks like a princess, and that's so cute. Yeah, Wognuku mushroom cinnabar cantarell. What does that look like? I need to know. Is it spelled right? Yeah, I did actually. Oh, I normally don't like orange, like as a all encompassing color, like for coloring an object solid orange, but I like that. It's like it's a tad on the easier side, like a tad muted. Cause like when it's like say for a character's hair or parts of their outfit, it settles better with my eyes. But then there's like orange creamsicle like taffy or ice cream, and I'm just like okay. But I like this. It's almost a bit red. It's so pretty. Mushrooms have magical properties in more than just food, in just potion making. They're like a source of inspiration completely. Because I like that orange. Again, normally orange is not a color I'm the best with. Just like again, like for a completely all-encompassing color, not normally my favorite, but I really do like that. So now let's get these little beans colored in. Cuter idea if she had like little green pigtails. There's also the nightcap mushroom. The nightcap. Let me go back to the tab. Nightcap. Oh! I love the color on that. Because, like, from the top, I like how it comes in all kinds of different colors. And then it's like it comes in different gradient patterns, but it's like, it's gray, but it gradients to like a paler white cream, like off-white. I really think that's cool. These mushrooms are just awesome. They're just so cool. But I do think that works for Poppy. Let me write. Oop. Yeah, Poppy? She's so cute. And then Mrs. needs a name over here. Hello, New Winter King. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. There's a perfect opportunity for a night toad here. No, 2 toads based on a night mushroom. Rose. That's cute. We are doing art doodles today because I didn't have anything in particular in mind. So we're just doing anything that comes to mind. And right now, I'm in the middle of trying to color in a newest sea idea I've had. But I don't exactly have a name for her, except for her girlfriend, who is Poppy. I've not had a name for her yet. If I think I'll zoom back in. I've not had a nickname for her yet, or a name of any kind for her just yet, but maybe by the end of the stream, if not a little while after, maybe we'll find something. I think silver works for her. Oop. Might have to zoom in a bit farther. And say make her veil and gloves that of an off green. Yep. Because of course my erasing for those not too great lines wasn't precise. So let's fix that. I keep going to the wrong layer. Let's make our gloves darker. Not too sure why the color wanted to mess up on me there, but easy fix. There we go. Now for her flowers and the jewel. So it's the jewel green. I still got to give her a little bit of a nose. What color? Name her Rose or Flora. Rose. Rose would be nice, but Flora feels a lot better as a name. Especially because, like, a veil made of, like, outright roses, it seems like a bit too much for her. It really does. So yeah, Flora would probably work very well. Color in all of these because I know that little filler tool is going to want to act out if I try. So let's... I have to go back over that with the pencil. There we go. Let me tilt just a wee bit. There we go. Oh, Poppy and Flora. Yeah, Flora! Let me get rid of that. There we go. But yeah, those are the two that's been essentially living in my head, like, completely rent-free for I don't know how long. And it's very nice to actually get them up, because I had the idea that she had a flower necklace given to her to you know, by Poppy. It was, of course, to symbolize their relationship. Page is getting real full, and it makes me very happy. So what doodle next? You know what just crossed my mind? That wasn't zooming out a whole bunch. I've actually been wanting to draw the power-up flowers. I've never actually done that before. And I want to actually try my hand at it. think they have an extra loop, don't they? Or no? No, they do have 2 loops. And then it's their little face. I remember now. I'm drawing them almost like they have sentience. Not that one. This one. Move them up and over. Let's see. He looks so goofy. I love him. I love the little flowers. Let me look at the color schemes. Alright, I think I see. Let's see, where did I put my stylus? That's a brighter red than that, ain't it? Then off-white in the middle. Nice happy green. Go ahead and color stems for all the other plants. More teal. I think this one, yeah, more of a light blue, but not too dark. And then there's the bubble flower. The bubble flower to me is like, it looks so fun. Go in purple, purplish pink. There we go. It's flowers. Steals your smoothie sibling idea, runs away. I'll give you credit for the idea. I mean, ask me if Smithy gets more extended family, because I have more siblings for him than just Rune. I've not drawn them yet. But if Smithy gets more extended family, I'm gonna be so happy. Because, oh man, it'd be so funny to see him have like a cousin and he's just like, yeah, that's extended family. I don't let Yuridovich talk to them. Or Boyer or any of them talk to him. Oh boy. I just don't know why. I just imagine like Smithy's like, when it comes to certain regards, he's okay when it comes to like members of family, but if it's like the farther away it gets, he's like, oh yikes. Just goodness gracious. Just, I saw the frames just dropped like really hard. Yeah, I see the frames dropped like really hard. I wonder why. So I dropped harder than the Beat and Penny's battle theme. Yikes. Wonder what happened. Celeste told me a way to fix it, but I knew I couldn't go by to talk to Xfinity today to see about it. But he said I'm gonna need to just go in and get a, I'm gonna need to go get a whole, like, extra Ethernet thing to plug into it, because it's the only way really to, like, fix it proper, because he said it's the biggest problem. Because just, holy plummets, Batman. I am trying to think at least of one other doodle. Let's try mushrooms. Because I have no idea what's going on there with the frames. So let's draw some happy little mushrooms. I'm thinking of coloring these in, like, random colors. And not just a normal, like, red, blue. Yeah, pink mushroom. Oh snap, I got an idea for a Smithy sibling. What you got? This I literally have to hear. Just again, like, if we can give Smithy more extended family, it'd be fantastic. Let's see. Oh, you know what'd be cute? There was like little stars. Wait. Now it looks like it's upside down. boy. um, oblivious drunken sister. I'm gonna have to take another puff for my inhaler. He doesn't like them because they're drunk into oblivion. Oh, they'd be a hoot with Envelin. Oh, dang, where'd my cap go? There it is. Like, come back, I need to put you right back on my inhaler when I'm done. And Sister Dave, you're the worst swing, and I removed the emotions from one of them. I know! With Rudy's, it was because she was too soft. Because she was too sweet. It was just like, you're the worst sister ever because you won't put down the bottle. And I know because pun names reign supreme in Mario. I know for fact it's not just going to be a machine pun of a name, but it's going to be a boost pun. You're gonna need that for someone who's a professional juice drinker. That's a fantastic idea, and I'm the one who had an idea of if Smithy had an uncle that liked raising birds. It's a bunch of birds, and he says, like, every time I go to his house, there's just birds everywhere. Oh, man. Hollycog, yes! I love that name. It sounds so cute, too. Oh, I love that. I love it so much. From Hollyberry Cookie and Cog. That's so cute. Wait. Are they... I was thinking, like, eggnog. Does that mean she's drinking eggnog all the time? Cause I know there's booze. I know there's booze in it. Ooh, excuse me. I know there's booze in the stuff. I know there is. But again, it just, I love it so much. Cause like, I had some various ideas for siblings outside of just Rune. But I love that. Hollyberry Cookie drinks a lot. I'm really beginning to tell. I haven't seen really anything for Hollyberry Cookie. I've like worked just literally just wedged itself in between stuff, and now things are finally starting to ease out. So I'm gonna have to look back into that. It says juice, but it's actually alcohol. Yeah, there's no hiding that. You know when it's like, oh, it's this. No, it's not. you know when it's not. It's like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, it's like the milk bar from Majora's Mask. That's what it's like. It's like the milk bar. Just like, how could you, but from milk? And it's like, cause that's not milk, my friend. Or at least it's not solely milk. And Link had to see that in the street, man. Oh, one thing, in terms of like, cause speaking of Smithy's siblings, there was one case with, a sibling that I had, like, said the idea to Riven before, but I had never actually been able to really say, yeah, that right there. Especially in terms of a movie, as an example. What I did, see at one point coming out was, because everyone knows the movie The Ritual, I'm pretty sure. I said, okay, just, in terms of his true form, make him big. A big, like, it's called a servitor, which, because it's a centaur, but it's part deer. Yeah, part person, part deer. But huge. And not only does he have big metal antlers, but he's just not a deer you want to encounter in the woods. Because he's mean. He's very mean. And Riven was like, oh, okay. And then I saw a trailer for Bambi the Reckoning, and I was like, oh, hi, Presley. And I said to Riven, like, okay, see, this is a better metaphor for Presley. This is giant angry deer running around in the woods. Wouldn't it be funny if I made them fall in love with a Concordian or a Zoc-Troop? I mean, it's already hitting one dynamic I love, which I get with Rune and Telos, and it's that, someone really big has a significant other that's really small. A Zoc-Troop to me would be funniest, but a Concordian would just be so cute. It'd be just too cute. But like I said, in terms of comedy, I'd say a Zoc-Troop, but from there I wonder, what kind? Because you have the basic ones, the ones with the little helmets, and then you have the ones that have the wands and the little chakrams. So there's a lot to choose from. Because I wonder which kind would it be? That reminds me, I actually had been thinking of making a Concordian OC, but I haven't really had a concept yet. But it's still that fact. Actually, now that I think about it, most bots like Smithy are going to have a significant other bigger, like, not bigger, but smaller than them. Smithy, I think, is with a few occasions where they're the same size, and he's short. He is short. and he has witchy. He's short, he has witchy. So there is that. I just got the sudden urge to just doodle a Shine Sprite. Oh wait, no. I remember Shine Sprites, and yet I don't remember what they look like. Wait a minute. Brain, this isn't fair. This isn't fair at all. There we go. Okay. So, not a little circle. Big spikies. And a little roundy bits. This is the worst Shine Sprite I've ever drawn. But I don't mind. But we gotta draw a supermoon now. That's too thin of a moon. It's gotta be chunky. There we go. It's literally probably the worst supermoons and shade spray I've ever drawn. But I don't mind it. You know what? I had a thought. What if... Yeah, silver shine sprite. Yeah, that'd be super cool. And I'll be real, my favorite supermoons are the copper ones. They look so cool. They just do. Let's see. You know what? A few more stars. Oh, I had a funny idea. There's a Tars. There's a Tars now. There we go. The weirdest sun and moon you will ever see. But I love them. Trying to think what else to doodle. Because we still got a little bit longer. I think 11 minutes. Let's see. Really racking my brain for a good idea. Oh, wait. Looking at Tinto, I remembered something. When I played as him in D&D, he had a bird. I can't remember the bird's name. But they were a budgie. So I just don't remember the bird's name for the life of me. It's been that long, of course, but it wasn't Momo. That was a koi fish for a whole different character. Yeah, Momo was for somebody else. Oh, what is ended? Alrighty then. Let's do the. Let's see. Let's do video game saves. Yeah. Oop. Do her highlights, or mark them off at least. Because he had a very particular bird. Aside from it just being a budgie. Must not have connected it all properly. Guess I'm gonna have to do this. It was just this rosy void out of nowhere. And I don't trust the upper half of her wing. So I'm gonna do the same to her wing. And she had little cheekies, little cheeks. Yeah, I really still don't remember what the bird's name was, but that was his bird. Story goes with the bird, that was a gift from his grandmother. It was actually, yeah, it was a gift from his grandmother. And because it was a wizard, it served as a familiar. I still don't remember the name. My memory just, it wants to fail me. It just does. I don't know why. Oh boy. But I think that's pretty good for now. Trying to do a little something. Cause I like having the possibility of possibly like being able to like break up the back of the background at least a little bit. Okay. Don't know why I was trying to move that with my mouse. Down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good, pretty good. I think that's pretty good for tonight. Let's see, save. I forgot. To save on this thing, you have to have everything be on the same layer. Why? I have no idea. There we go. Now let's see. Who can we raid? Because I've been looking forward to trying to do my first raid in quite a while. Let's find someone. You know, Miss D's live right now. So let's go raid her. So let's go give her a nice little surprise. So y'all have a good day. Y'all take care of yourselves. And I'll see you later.